Webinar underway now, and we're all ready. This is called Making PFFA Pay for College. Now, PFFA stands for Profit from Free Ads, which is a really pretty clumsy way of putting it, but I came up with a different way of saying it. So this might be much easier for you. I call it PFFA. Anyway, this is Making PFFA Pay for College. I'm Phil Baston. I'm the developer of Profit from Free Ads, and I don't usually do. Now you're all wondering what I don't usually do. I don't usually do many webinars. I usually let Jane take care of these while I answer questions in the chat box. But since we're going to be looking at the PFFA or PFFA blog today, Jane suggested I do this one because technical stuff is not really in her bailiwick. And I thought about that for a while, and I decided to do the webinar because it was either that or spend the rest of my life trying to figure out what a bailiwick was. Now, I said all that to say this. You can consider this a rare treat for both of us. I may do more webinars in the future if I hear cheers, more cheers than booing in the background. So sit back, relax, and let's have some fun together. Oh, and don't forget to applaud loudly. First, let me tell you what this webinar is not. This is not a complete walkthrough of Profit from Free Ads. We already did one of those, and you can see it here. Let me just put up a link. Well, actually, no, I'll put up a link later because it's already in the members area, and it'll be in a PDF file which I'm going to give you, which is the complete transcript of this webinar. I decided to make it a complete transcript because it's got a lot of information in it, and you're going to want to use it and read it over and over. Anyway, this webinar is about blogging, and it's called Blogging for Profit. And here are the areas that we're going to cover today. So you have a blog, and I'm talking about the PFFA blog. You have a blog, and now what? How to make money with your PFFA blog, how to set up your blog, how often should you blog, what type of content should you post, and at the end of it is some really cool blogging tips. So you have a blog, now what? Let's go on with that one. If you're a PFFA member already and you paid for an ad pack, any level, that's any level from 1 to 7, you are the proud owner of a blog. And you can use that blog to make money, build a list, and communicate with your list members and visitors in a completely unique and powerful way. Now, blog is a pretty terrible word, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit like blah, bilge, bunk, codswallop, claptrap, malarkey, poppycock, twaddle. Well, you get the idea. Unfortunately, a lot of blogs are like this. They're filled with drivel and incoherent rubbish. In reality, a blog is a place where you share quality content with your readers. This could be the latest news, it could be product reviews, it could be a news bulletin, it could be a new service being offered, marketing or sales tips, and so on. We'll discuss the content part later, but for now, let's get started by showing you how to make money with your PFFA blog. Let me show you a blog that I set up especially for this webinar. And to do that, I'm going to log into my account. So let me move this thing across. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my blog, and I'm going to go to this particular thing here, and you can see my blog is all set up for me. Now, on the left-hand side, I've got a picture here, and this is the one I just set up for this particular webinar. I want you to notice some key things about this blog. Number one, it promotes my PFFA affiliate link. You see, if I go to, this is an awkward thing, I'm going to put it in the middle here. If I go to the right-hand side of my blog, you can see it's got click here to own your own money-making blog like this one. This connects to my affiliate link. for PFFA. So if I'm promoting this URL at the top, which is profitfromfreeads.com blog, and then my username, it's going to show you a page like this, and you're going to see this button on the right which stands out and has got my affiliate link in it so that people can join up under me. Also, it appears down the bottom. And you'll also see that right down the bottom here, powered by profitfromfreeads.com, also connects to my affiliate link. So every time I promote my blog, every time I send that out anywhere, this is actually going to my affiliate link, right? So it's connected all the way through. Now, the second thing I want you to notice is that my blog promotes my banners. You see two banner ads over here. These are banners that I actually entered in on the main page. I'll show you this shortly. But they just automatically rotate on the left-hand side. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to add them. I don't have to do anything with them. Now, my banners also appear on the right-hand side of the page. As you can see, there's one of them there. Right, and these rotate on everybody else's page. So if everybody else that has a blog, and these are all paid members, remember, everybody else who has a blog is seeing my banner rotate on their pages at some point in time, right? And we're talking literally hundreds of pages right now. That gives you huge exposure for your products. Same thing happens with the text ads. Right, my text ads are rotating on other people's pages, so I'm getting massive exposure for my text ads and my banner ads. And the more banner ads I have, the more text ads I have, the more exposure I'm getting for the products that I'm selling or the products that I want to, tell people about. So, in the middle of the page, you're going to notice something else, and I'm going to move this across again. In the middle of the page, you'll notice that there are some custom banners. This is one that I added the other day, and these are other banners that have been added from the main page, which I'll show you shortly. I can add 250 banners by 250, I can add 300 by 250, or I can add these banners here, which are 468 by 60, which are the more common banners. My blog pages also make me money. They promote my banners and text ads on hundreds of pages, as I said, but they also promote my blog itself. So let's just show you a blog post that I did. You can see this has got build a community to increase your free traffic. So when I click on that, it opens it up to a full page just on that one blog post, right? So I can take this link, which is, hang on, excuse me, I got somebody at the front door. Just wait 1 second. Sorry about this. People tend to bang on the door and ring the doorbell at most inopportune times. Anyway, I'm back again. Sorry about that little interruption. So here's what we're doing now. We're looking at the blog page that I created, and it's got build a community to increase your free traffic. You'll also notice that it gives me a powerful SEO link. So up the top here, it's got Profit from Free Ads blog, and it's got the number 5, which is the blog post, and build a community to increase your free traffic. So it's using my headline as part of the URL. Now this is important because it means that the search engines are going to look for these sort of keywords, and they're going to pick up this sort of thing. It's a what they call a search engine friendly page. I'll go into a little bit more about that because we've got some unique little tools that we've added to this. But it's going to deliver me organic traffic for as long as my post remains live on the web. And that's exactly what I want. I don't want to just put up a blog post once. I want it to be getting me traffic over and over and over again. So now let me show you how I created this particular post. I'm going to move this thing over to the top here. So now I'm going to go to the blog page again, my blog, and it says write something. But instead of writing something, I'm actually going to go to the page that I've already created, and I'm going to show you what I wrote. And you'll see that build a community to increase your free traffic appears at the top. And you'll notice that it tells my readers exactly what they're going to read about, what they're going to get when they open my blog post. That's when I promote my blog page. In the message, I've scattered keywords that I've used below in the keyword section, but I've limited those to the ones that made sense according to the story that I'm telling. Now you can place, you'll notice that this particular message too doesn't have any links in it. And then I did that for a specific reason, because I want this to be basically pure content. I want people to think that they're getting value from me, rather than just having an ad thrown in their face, which nobody reads anyway. You know, when people come online, they're looking for information. They're not looking for ads. So we've got to give them more informational type products. That doesn't mean you can't write ads, but at least try to make your ads advertorial or informational, more than you actually do selling a straight product. You'll get a lot better results if you do that. Now, the other thing you'll notice that it does is that down on my bio page, and I'll show you how this is all set up in a minute, but on my bio page, I've actually put a bio about me, and I've included a link in that bio which links to this particular thing, this particular blog post. And basically what that does is it gives me a resource box at the bottom with my link in it, and the link is specific to this particular post. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to make your blog post overly salesy, you know, because people just get sick and tired of seeing those sort of things. You can place links in your blog, but the best way to do that and the most effective way is to link to relevant keywords or relevant words instead of adding a direct link in the actual post itself. You want to link to a word that is specific to what you're talking about and what the product is about that you're trying to tell people about. You'll get a much better result if you do it that way. So now let's go down the bottom, and you'll see that I put in a page description, which is building a community to increase free traffic involves engaging your audience in a meaningful way via blog, article, social media, or your own list. And then I've added some keywords in the bottom. Now, we use this little keyword tool at the bottom here, and this will be in the PDF file that you will get when you download it in the members area. And this is the site that I use for keywords. And I always look for keywords that give me relevant information in basic, you know, on the type of product that I'm selling. I'll look for different keywords. I'll look for associated keywords, but I'll look for keywords with low to medium competition. I don't want high competition because they cost too much money and there are too many people searching on those particular things. What I want is something that's yielding about anything from 8 to 12 to 15,000 searches a month. The moment you start getting up into the millions of searches and everything, you start reaching a whole army of people trying to get that sort of traffic. I prefer to go for the medium range traffic. I find that that's a lot more successful for what I do. Okay, so this is, and I mean I could go into real detail on this particular thing, but I'm not going to because that's not the purpose of this webinar. Anyway, let's go back to my original blog page and we'll look at that again. And you'll see what I mean by the resource box down the bottom of it. So let's go to that blog again, and here we are. So now we've got down the bottom here, you'll see Phil Baston has extensive knowledge in training and counselling and sales training and advertising and marketing. He's a qualified professional counsellor and has worked for the leading companies like Ogilvy and Mather, Fortune Advertising and Leo Burnett. And then it has want a blog like this one, join here, and looks like I didn't save the URL for this particular blog post in there. I thought I did, but obviously not. Okay, doesn't matter, but you can actually do that in the bio. So now I'm going to show you how to set up your blog. But the first thing I want you to understand is, are you beginning to see the power of your blog? All right? It's an incredibly powerful resource, this, and can get you a ton of exposure. And remember, everybody, there are lots and lots of people signing up daily. Many of these people are upgrading to an ad pack, you know, ad pack 2s, ad pack 4s, and surprisingly enough, the ad pack 7 is the second highest seller, which is extraordinary. Anyway, this is really powerful because it's your ads are appearing on hundreds and hundreds of pages at the moment, and it's going to keep growing. You know, this is what we call an evergreen site. In other words, it doesn't expire. The content is going to be fresh. We're going to keep on updating it, and you're going to keep getting new and more exposure. So anyway, let's look at how to set up your blog. And most of the setup process is done in your profile area. So let me show you how easy this is to do. We're going to go to my profile. Oops, edit profile. And we're going to look at profile image, which is what appears on my blog page. I've already entered one, which is that one there. That's an image that's 125 by 125. But let's go through this step by step. The first thing I needed to do was I need to pick a blog name. So I'm going to go to my blog name here. And you can see that I've got, for the title of my blog, how to sell more of anything online. And I chose this background image. So if we go to my blog page, you will see how to sell more of anything online and the images in the background. The same with, if I'm going to the actual blog itself, the post itself, I mean, exactly the same thing appears on there, how to sell more of anything online and powered by profit from free ads. Notice how everything connects back to my affiliate URL. This is really, really powerful. Okay, so now I can, on the page where I'm going to enter my blog, I'm going to put my title in there. I'm going to pick a title, a background image from here, or I can actually upload my own. If I pick a custom one, I can actually upload my own custom blog top, which I'm not going to do at the moment. I'm just going to go with this one. Now, the custom header, if I want to upload a custom header, which I can do, and I don't know why that particular thing isn't functioning the way it should. Yeah, it's not what it's supposed to be, calling up a menu, but it's not doing it at the moment. I'll fix that. But I need to, if I want to upload an image, oh, wait a minute, no, I'm sorry, I'm doing it in the wrong place, aren't I? Custom header is there. So it would have to be 1600 by 267. That's the image. I can make the text color anything I want. I can make the background color anything I want, or I can upload an image. That's a really, really cool feature. So you don't have to stick to the 5 that the 5 backgrounds that we've got there. You can actually put your own backgrounds in. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add some of my programs. And I can add up to 4 different programs here. Now you see that I've added one here, the world's easiest capture page creator, on your list. And I've got it in I've got recommended program number 2, recommended program number 3, and that all appears down on the left-hand side here. And you can see, we go down here, whoops, recommended programs is there, world's easiest capture page creator. I've only got the one in there at the moment. Now the reason these fonts are not big at the moment is because I'm using Firefox. See zoom text only. I can make that font bigger. Yeah, see. Okay, so there we go, world's easiest capture page. That's the recommended program. So now I'm going to go to my next thing, which is recommended programs. No, sorry, we just did that one. And my blog is starting to take shape now, but it needs a few little tweaks to it. It needs, I want to add the image to the blog. I showed you how to do that part, which is over here. Let me just go here. I want to go to my image, profile image, which is there. And the reason I do that is when you put your face on a blog, I mean, a lot of people don't like doing that, but when you put your face on a blog, it gives my readers a level of comfort and it helps them to get to know me quickly. People like to put a face to the content you write, and it does help to make more sales. If you put an image of a dog up there, well, people will think you're a dog. If you put an image of a baby up there, people will think you're a baby. You want people to know who exactly you are, who's writing the content. It gives you a level of authority. So now, having done the profile image, I want to add some banners, and I can add 3 different kinds. I can add 125, I can add 125 pixels by 125 pixels, 250 by 250, 300 by 250. And depending on which banners I want to upload, I can do this in different different sections. If I wanted to do the 125 banners, which appear on the left-hand side of the page or the right-hand side of the page here, these are 125 by 125. So are these down the left-hand side here. Oops. These are 125 by 125. They come from the main page. So I don't really have to do anything with those other than enter them on the main page. But if I want to add the larger ones, I need to add these here, blog banners. And you can see I can pick them 250 by 250 or 300 by 250. And you can see this is the one that I added to my page already. So I don't need to add anything more there, but I can add up to 3 of these banners, which is really, really cool. Now, the blog page banner, there's 2 other things that I can add to my blog page, and the first is videos. Now I think I've added some videos here. My videos, yeah, I added some YouTube videos because these are ones that Jane did, and I added it simply for the purpose of this particular webinar. I wanted to make sure that we could actually see them, so if I go to my page again and I scroll up, you can actually see these videos here. And if you click on them, they automatically play. You can open it up in a new window. So that's the way you do that. Now, the next step is, having done that, is I need to set up my bio. And the bio is a biography of who you are and what your experience is. This is where you establish your authority, right? And this is where I've done this particular thing. And I saved a link in there. Well, I thought I saved a link in there, but I didn't. So let's put a link in there, HTTP profit from freeads.com, and I'll use my affiliate link there, Gen2, and we're going to say submit. Oh, and you'll notice also that in having done that, it also, I've checked the box show map on blog, and I'll show you that part there. There's the map. See, it shows that I'm in New York City. It doesn't show my exact address because nobody wants their privacy, eliminated like that, but it helps people to know that you're a real person. This is what you want more than anything of all. Now, let's go back to this here and have a look at this. And you can see that my link is there, right? And this link relates to this blog post. Okay. And I want people to know that I'm a real human, not a robot. So, now that my blog is set up, the next thing you need to know is how you can use your new blog to make money. So the next question that really needs to be answered is, how often should you blog? And this depends on a number of things. It depends on how many things you have how much knowledge you have for a start, how much expertise you have to share, how many topics you want to cover, how much traffic do you want to generate, how often you want your visitors to come back, for example. If you write good content that people want to read, they're often going to come back every time that you post. It's like reading the newspaper online. You wouldn't read them daily unless the news changed daily. Your blog content should also change frequently. Now, I'm not suggesting you do it daily. We'll get to that in a minute. The third thing you want to understand is how often should you blog. It depends on how high you want your content to rank in the search engines. And again, this depends on the quality of the content. Search engines are always looking for good quality content to share with their readers and customers. And the more original and well-written your blog is, the more chance you have of getting your blog page ranked highly. The next part of it is how fast do you want your blog to grow? And there are different schools of thought on this. But the general consensus, if you want good, steady growth, post once or twice a week at most. The key to blogging success is consistency. Try to blog around the same time of the day, on the same day of the week, so that you train your readers to expect new content. You want them to develop the habit of coming back at the same time on the same day of the week, because as we've all experienced, habits are very, very hard to break. So now we're looking at what kind of content should you post. And this is where it gets, people get muddled up, because a lot of people say that, well, I can't write all that well, or I have difficulty expressing myself. No, actually you don't. And I'll tell you why. Always try to make your content informative and unique. Look at the way newspaper editors present their stories, because that's what you're doing on your blog. You're sharing a story. It's a story of the product that you're conveying to people, or this new technique that you found online that you really, really like. So write the way that you would normally talk to a friend who was sitting across the kitchen table from you. You're excited and you're anxious to share something you discovered, and you want them to feel how you feel. So how will you convey that into words? What words will you use to spark their interest and tantalize their feelings? The focus on so, when you're talking about, how will I express myself? I tend to write the way I think and the way I talk to people. I don't try and use overly big words. I try to keep them fairly simple because I want to get my point across clearly and concisely. I don't want to be rambling on and on and on. I want to get to the point quickly. When people come online, their attention, I often just say this to my partner Jane, that they've got the attention span of an African gnat. They want instant information. They want instant results. It's like having instant coffee. Everything's got to be at the snap of a finger. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way, and most people don't work that way. But this is what people are looking for, because they've been trained to expect that. They think that you can start a business online or start a blog online and zap, it's an instant success overnight. No, it isn't. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. Real life doesn't work that way. What does work is communicating with people in a real way, the way you would communicate to a friend. So don't try and be somebody you're not. Don't try and copy anybody else. And don't think that you can't do really, really good content on a blog. Because if you can't write, and there are some people that don't have the training, don't have the schooling to be able to write, really, really good content. There are tons and tons of places online that you can get copy written for $5 to $10, a blog post written, 400-word blog post. You can get it written for $5 to $10 online. It's not that difficult, and you can get quality content. And for $5 to $10, if you can make, 200 to 300 when you promote your blog, isn't that worth it? It's just a small outlay. So what you're looking for is you're looking for quality content because you want the search engines to pick it up. You also want your readers to read it and keep coming back to read your stuff. You don't want them just to come once. You don't want them to say, oh, this is a pile of garbage, I'm not coming back here. You want them to say to themselves, this is really, really cool. I'm going to show my friends this. Okay, so now the next stage of all of this is cool blogging tips. And I'm going to give you about, 8 or 9 really cool blogging tips. In fact, maybe a little more. First one is focus on lasting evergreen content and products. You want your posts to stay relevant for years. You want to earn income for a long time, not just the next few weeks. right? And your blog posts are going to be out there for a long, long time. You want them to keep working for you. Try to figure out, after you've been blogging for a little while and you put up a number of posts and everything, try to determine which content your readers respond to the most so that you can make every post a successful one, right? Figure out what they like, what they keep coming back for, and try to figure out, okay, that's the type of content they're looking for, that's the type of writing they like. Okay, so I'm going to do more of that. The key is rinse and repeat. You want to find out what works and then rinse and repeat it. That's the way you make money online. You don't try and reinvent the wheel every single time you do something. Rinse and repeat. The next blogging tip is to write an outline for your post so you have a coherent message that leads the reader from point A to point B. And if you're having trouble with words, you know, like there are only so many times you can use the word great in a blog post. Use an online thesaurus. You can pick up new words and replace more common ones. They're only, you know, you've got to mix your words up so that you know, you don't lose the power of the, you know, the story that you're telling. As I said before, if you can't hire, you know, you can't or don't write well, hire somebody to write your blog post for you for, you know, $5 to $10. You can get, like for instance, you get some blog post written for $5 at Fiverr.com. That's FIVVER.com. And there are other places that you'll find in the report that we're giving you along with this webinar. You're going to find a dozen other places that you can get really good content written. Simplify your posts. Whatever you're trying to explain, keep it simple and conversational. Your readers will love you for it. They don't want to read complicated words. They don't want to have to go to an online dictionary to figure out what you just said. They want to be able to see it clearly and concisely right in front of it and understand it immediately. Blogging tip number 7. Never say in 20 words what you can say in 5 words. Keep your points short and to the point. People want to get the meaning of the story in the shortest possible time. Now, if you use pictures in a blog post, make sure that you link all of the pictures by all of the images in your post to your website URL. The reason is that we human beings love clicking pictures. For some reason, every picture tells a story. We want to click it. We want to find out if there's more of the story we can see. So we click the pictures. Make sure that every picture is linked. Now, here's another cool tip. Tweet your posts on Twitter, right? So every time you write a blog post, write your blog post in there, give it a good, you know, either use the heading of the blog post or use something creative that you think is going to get people to click the link, and put it on Twitter. If people like your blog post, if they really, really like it, if it's really good information, they will retweet it and you'll get free traffic, right? A lot of people don't realize this. People, you know, put up ads on Twitter all the time, and it's really, I don't know, it just defeats the purpose. It's only reaching their audience, right? And let's say you've got a Twitter account with 50 followers in it. That's all you're reaching. But how would you like to reach those 50 people and then reach all of their followers? Now you're starting to get up into the thousands, even just from 50 people. So what you want to do is make your blog post so appealing that your people want to share it, right? And get them to retweet it. Offer them an incentive to retweet it if you like. Whatever. Just, you know, provide really, really good information. When you put your stuff up there, and I'm going to give you an example here, when you put your stuff on Twitter, try to avoid tweeting things like new blog post. No one bothers to click on your link if you enter a boring title like that. If you're writing a blog, for example, on losing weight or health and fitness, excuse me, try asking a question like, need to lose a few pounds before you throw on your swimsuit? Or you could offer some advice like 5 cool tips to help you lose weight in 30 days or less. These sort of captive things on Twitter will get opened. And that's the first job of any title you put on Twitter to advertise your blog post. You want to get the thing opened. So don't just put in a boring thing like new blog post and a link. That's not going to work. You might also want to post your blog updates to Facebook too. Facebook is all about sharing, and who your readers share it with can have a large impact on your readership. So again, quality content gets shared. Let's try to keep that in mind all the time. You can also post your blog updates on Google, Google Plus rather. Google Plus gets shared with a wide selection of people, and it's good for your search engine rankings too. Make sure you link your posts in popular sites like Digg and Reddit. That's D-I-G-G, and Reddit, R-E-D-D-I-T. These sites have millions of active users, and if users like your post, they will promote it for you by voting up your site and commenting on it. So you see, there's a whole range of things that you can do with your PFFA blog. And it's all about the quality of what your blog posts are. It's all about the content of what your blog posts are. And you want to do the very, very best you can so that it gets shared by a lot of people. Now, I've gone through very, very quickly some of the things. So let's just recap setting up a blog, because a lot of people don't really understand the bottom thing, and we've been getting a lot of questions on this one section. When I go down to here, and I'll edit this. Okay, people have been wondering about what keywords do I choose for my thing, for my blog post. And you can actually put in each one of these, in each one of these you can actually put the section in there, the keywords that pertain to the blog post, and you can actually key it in there. Like, for example, I'll show you something. Website traffic. In my thing, increasing your website traffic. Notice how that I put the keyword there. In other words, increase traffic, or traffic to your website is another one. I've got that in here too. Hang on 1 second. My little dog is barking again in the background, being quite annoying. Anyway, in terms of the blog post itself, basically what I've done is I've put in 3 different keywords out of all of the ones that I've put in the bottom. I've put it in the blog post itself, because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to overly use keywords in here, because the search engines will notice it, and it also makes your post look a bit clumsy. It doesn't make it look conversational. You want to make sure that it flows. You know, you've got a good conversation going and you're telling a good story. And as I said, we use this keyword tool down the bottom here, which is Keyword Spy, which I found has been one of the best tools that we've got online. And I can just log in and I can look up any keyword that I want. So if my thing is about traffic, I would put the keyword traffic in, and I would search on the keyword traffic. And it will bring up a certain number of keywords. And I normally have to sign in to do this, so yeah, it's not going to show me that without signing in. Okay. So let me just do that just for a second, just to show you how well this works. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so now that I'm logged in here, I'm going to go over here. Don't need that one. and we're going to put in traffic. This will do a search on traffic for me so that you can see how I went about. See now, traffic, it's got no results found yet. So I now need to define it, because traffic can also mean cars on a street. So let's define it even further. Website traffic. Now it'll pick up a result. So now you see you've got different things. Increased traffic to my website, targeted traffic. Now you'll notice that with all of these, there's, this has got 301,000 views a month. This has got 40,000 views a month. This has got 165,000. Some of them go up to millions a month, depending on the word that you actually type in. What you want to look for is you want to look for something around the 165 mark. Website advertising, web traffic is another good one that I would use. Website traffic, 165. Website visitors, another good 74. So you're getting a lot of people that are actually searching on that term, and that's what you want to use. Anyway, the webinar is not about that. That's just one aspect to it. This is how you pick out the different keywords. Your description is very, very important. It needs to basically tell people what the blog post is about. Right, so I've said building a community to increase free traffic involves engaging your audience in a meaningful way, so and so. And that's exactly what I talk about in my blog post. You don't have to fill in this section, but I'll show you why you want to. If I go to my blog post page and I'm advertising this page on its own, which I can do, and I go to view page source, you can see up here in the meta content, website traffic insight, the keywords are up there and the description that I put in for that blog post. And this is different. If I put in a different description and a different keywords, this will be different for every single blog post page that I create. It's unique to that particular page. That's why I do this. Jane doesn't bother with it because she doesn't know enough about it. And I guarantee that I will get more traffic than she will. But the purpose of it is to show you what people have been asking us about. And again, this is the resource area. So we're going to keep that there. You can, as I said, link to keywords in here. But I would link to individual words. I wouldn't actually put a website link in like a URL. I would just I'd hide it behind hide it behind a word, because you will find that inline text linking gets a lot more clicks on it. So that's just a little trick that you want to keep in mind. So now I'm going to go to the next stage, and we're going to look at the bonus that we have, which is quite a wonderful, wonderful bonus. Now, before we get to that, I've got a question I want to ask you. This is a really tremendous bonus, by the way. But before we get to that, here's a question. If you were to sell a level 7 membership, which is the highest level that we've got, and surprisingly enough, that is the second best selling membership that we've got. If you were to sell a level 7 membership at profit from free ads, would you want to get paid $3.40, $97.30, or $584.50? You'd want to get paid the $584.50, wouldn't you? You see, there's a massive difference between having an AdPack 1 account and an AdPack 7 account. And here's the really exciting part. We've already had some people sell multiple AdPack 7 accounts. Imagine if you did that yourself. Imagine having big commission checks flowing into your bank account. That wouldn't be too shabby, right? I mean, everybody would like that. Okay, So get ready for a pleasant surprise. Here are the benefits of this powerful, we call this pack, by the way, and this is exclusive to this webinar. You won't see this inside the members area. We call this Shoot for the Moon, Become a Tycoon. Here are the benefits of this powerful ad pack. This is ad pack 7. You can give away unlimited free ads and credits, 70,000 credits at a time. These have a real world value of $350. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Giving away $350 at a pop. This will help you build your list fast. You can promote all your favorite sites on Profit from Free Ads forever. Right? This is an evergreen site. You can send solo ads for life to all PFFA members. You can send solo ads for life to all of your downline members. You can send solo ads every 2 days. Now, frequency is the key whenever you're doing any marketing. The other important thing is you don't need to earn credits to use the mailers. All other levels you need to earn credits. Level 7 you don't. Plus, when you purchase the Ad Pack 7 today, we're going to start you off with a massive 830,000 ad credits. Now, I can't tell you the value of that, but it's huge. Plus, you're going to receive 400,000 additional credits every month. These credits, because of the expansion of the network and everything, these credits get used up fairly quickly. So you're going to want a lot of them, and in Ad Pack 7, we give you a lot. You'll be able to earn super large commissions across 7 levels. And you will earn on all 7 levels to infinity. Right? There are no, I mean, you sell 5 Ad Pack 7s, you earn on levels, you earn on all levels. You sell 10, you still earn commissions. Sell 100, you still earn commissions. Imagine the thrill of earning up to $584.50 a sale. I mean, that's pretty cool. You've got to imagine, having that pop into your bank account. As part of this package today, we will take your PFFA affiliate link and we'll promote it for you for life in a site that we call Never Ending Traffic for You. That's a $180 value alone. Now, you can pay one time. And the price of the package is $997. You can pay one time and save a huge $172 off the regular price. Right? The regular price in the members area is $1,169. You can pay over 3 months with our FlexiPay option. And I'll show you that in a minute. That's $350 a month. And we've had quite a number of people take that one up because that's a very popular one. But for this webinar alone, some people are saying, well, $350 is still a little high for me. For this webinar alone, we have put in a third option, which is a FlexiPay over 4 months at $275. And that's a much more manageable number for most people. So now let me just put up I'm just going to open up the chat box here and I'm going to put up the follow along link. Just 1 second. This is the follow along link and it has the link to this special offer on it. Did you all get that? Yes, it went to all. Okay, went to everybody. That's the follow along link, and at the bottom of the follow along link, in fact, I'm going to click it, and it's going to call up this page. And when I scroll down the bottom here, you're going to see here, use this special discount link and save a huge $172 off the regular price of AdPack 7, the Tycoon level. Now, one other thing, Jane is not here today. That she had me do this one because this was a bit technical for her, but she's also down with a rotten cold, and you don't want her croaking online, so nobody's been manning the the chat box and the question box. But if you have any questions that you need answers to, I want you to write them to me. I'm going to give you an email address here. Write them to me at Jam Marketing Inc. That's Jam, J-A-M, Marketing Inc. at gmail.com, and I will get the answers back to you over the weekend. Now, I think I've covered most everything. I've told you exactly what you get in the package. I've told you the benefits of the package. And really what you need to decide when you upgrade is you can go to one of the smaller levels. But if you have to go small, I would start at least level 4, because that's still going to give you a relatively good income for the sales you make. Just bear in mind that when you go in at level 4, if you sell an AdPack 7 account, you only get paid up to level 4. You don't get paid on all 7 levels. So you miss out on a sizable chunk of change. You get paid up to the level you join at. If you joined at level 1, you're only getting paid at level 1, which is the lowest level. And you're only getting paid $3.40. So if you want to up each level, the higher you go and the faster you move up the levels, the more you get paid. So if you plan on promoting the site and you're at level 1, try to get to level 2 as quickly as you can, because you really want to do that and really want to increase your income, so that even if you sell a level 4 or a level 7, you're going to get some money out of it. You're not going to just be, sitting there at $3.40. Anyway, that's basically the webinar. I hope I've answered many of the questions that have come into us. As I said, if you've got any more, write to me at jammarketinginc@gmail.com. But please, if you're planning on getting into making a lot of money online instead of just peanuts, selling $20 items or $20 products, you really want to get into this, because we have some members that are making really, really good money with this. And it's only just over 68 days old, I think it is. I think it says 64 or 68 on the site. It's very, very young, and it's going to be making people a lot of money for a very long time. I hope you all enjoyed the webinar. This is, as I said, this is the first of maybe many that I'll be doing. It will depend on the feedback that I get. I mean, some people might not like my voice, for all I know. But I hope you found the content useful. I hope you found it entertaining. I hope you had some fun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next webinar. But in the meantime, thank you so much for coming. This is Phil Baston, and I'm signing off now.